You are listening to KC Sports Network, proudly presented by Emprise Bank, your partner in possible.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the KCSN Defensive Film Breakdown, brought to you by Derrick Johnson's Defend the Dream Foundation. Click the link down below right there. Donate a little bit to DJ's foundation. We are joined by DJ, the man himself, and Mike DeVito this week. Guys, going into the last week of the season, Steve Spagnuolo over the past couple of weeks, and we're going to get into some of those plays here, but over the past couple of weeks, started mixing things up a little bit. He's got a corner that's traveling. He kicked Trent McDuffie inside of the slot. They're running a lot more games up front, tech stunts, things like that. DJ, we'll start with you on this one. Is this one of those things that as a defensive coordinator, you kind of save some stuff back, make sure you don't reveal too much, and then right before the playoffs, you try and get a few reps to try and confuse some stuff? Or is this just something where maybe they're trying some stuff on for size just to see if they can do it?
Well, yeah, Spags is a great defensive coordinator that mixes it up all the time. And usually what I know, experience defensive coordinators, even though they're showing a lot, they have something the next week. Trust me, he's a type of coach that he's not going to run out of ammo at the end of the day. But he's doing a great job by mixing up, getting DBs involved in blitzing, making sure when we're not blitzing, they're doing some kind of tech stunts, they're doing some kind of movement up front to get some pressure and affect the quarterback. So I've really been impressed down the stretch with Spags and what he has to do with this defense. And when you're playing on this Chiefs teams with Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes and all this, this exotic, just scoring a lot and being able to score anytime you want to, it gives you that flexibility. It gives you that room to kind of mix it up and put some different stuff on film, because playoffs are approaching really, really fast. And sometimes it's good to put stuff out there that you're probably not even going to see, just so they can be chasing. I mean, I know Mike knows about this. There's plenty of things throughout the week where a team shows something and we're like, we got to go over it. And it's just like, man, they're not even going to, and they didn't even do it that week. So it's one of those things where just do what you do and do it well. And that's what we do. We bring pressure. We're always in passing situations just because we're always ahead. So that really helps. We can dial up our rushes.
Yeah. No, and to sort of go off of what DJ is saying, it'd be strange if Spags was, because all the playoff stuff isn't totally locked up. You still need to put your best plan together, right? I mean, you can't just say, hey, let's just throw some curveballs. I mean, you got to make sure you're winning games. That being said, it's just sort of like DJ said, it's Spags' nature to have different things in there and roll different things in and out. But either way, you're going to get the same effect. When you're going into the playoffs, whether it be week one or the first wild card week or the division week, wherever it is, when you're preparing for the team, like as defenders, DJ and I are preparing for that team first round of the playoffs, we're not doing your normal look at the last 4 games that team played. Right. You're looking at everything. I mean, we're sleeping at the facility to study these guys. So you're looking at the full, 16, 17 games that these guys played. And so the more novel, unique stuff that Spags is putting out there, like DJ said, the more you're going to have to rep it in practice. And it's kind of interesting. It's almost paradoxical because, the stuff, like DJ said, you're not going to necessarily face it, but the crazier it is, the more outlandish it is, the more time you have to spend getting ready for it, because it's just not normal. And so you need to make sure everything is lined up on defense and your checks and your reads and keys are. So like, even if it's a one-off crazy defensive play or offensive play, you have to spend time looking at it, and that's what you will focus on in practice. So it's really, whether it's intentional or not, it's beneficial going into playoffs to be putting out novel stuff on defense.
Yeah, and I mean, we have heard stories of Andy, and I'm sure you guys are very aware of this, being in the building, of Andy maybe dropping in some stuff with the game in hand. Just, hey, we're going to show this look. And guess what? Now a defensive coordinator later on this year has to study that. We're going to drop this. I mean, yeah, thinking.
I don't know how you would study Andy Reid's.
Okay, we're going to start with the screen game, guys. Oh, hell. Okay, well, we're going to need a couple extra weeks.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's right.
All right, let's get into some plays from the last couple of weeks here. Chiefs made some switch ups. They're still playing pretty well on most of the drives that they're coming down here. So let's start with this one against the Seahawks here. And this is play action pass where they've got DK Metcalf coming across the formation. And DJ, I mean, this is just vintage Nick Bolton reading this play out correctly and seeing the jet motion come across and identifying it, getting out into the flat quickly. How hard is that as a linebacker to be able to identify that quickly, especially against a guy that has the sort of speed that a guy like DK Metcalf has?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, pre-snap read is really, really important for Nick right here, knowing that somebody's off the ball and that could flash across his face. Not that he's chasing ghosts and he's guessing, but he's saying, hey, I'm going to go with the flow. I have the A-gap right now. I'm going to go with the flow, and my eyes are really good, and he opens up his vision. When your vision is wide like Nick, you can make a lot of plays, and I've been impressed with just the this is big boy ball. This is smart football for him to have enough vision and enough zeal in his game to plant, go the other way. I mean, he's going downhill to the right, and then he gets this guy coming back, and he just redirects and just makes a good football play. This is when we're in the linebacker room with the linebacker coach. This is what you're looking like. Hey guys, this is how you play. This is perfect definition of how you play a fallback technique on a play action with a fast guy coming flashing across your face. I think this is awesome.
Yeah, no, totally. And I'm looking at the guys up front, and I couldn't stand these types of plays because it's very hard to get involved. The one thing I'm trying to remember the adage. I think it was elephants or something like that.
Elephants on parade.
Yeah, elephants on parade. Yeah. When you saw that helmet of the offensive lineman, all of them sort of turn flat and start running together. Yep. That was a key right away to stop and work back because it's some sort of play action out. But even still, I mean, even if you read it right away, I think Chris has disrupted stuff like this before, but it's still like 95 would be the guy that's going to get involved and make a play. And it's very hard to recognize fast enough to actually make an impact on the thrower, which is why.
Absolutely. Yeah, right. The defensive lineman. Yeah. So you don't expect defensive linemen to make any kind of play on this.
Right.
It is what it is. Hopefully they can figure it out and get upfield and penetrate and try to get some, the back holds the ball, get a hand up or get some pressure. But linebackers behind the line, linebackers have all the, this is their world right here. Right. Elephant on parade. Nobody's climbing up to me. That tells me, something's up. Slow down.
Oh, that's good.
Something go across my face. Then you redirect, and it's a great play by Nick. Nick's he's right on every tackle, honestly.
Yeah, he really is at this point. He's playing insane football right now. All right, this was my favorite play against the Seattle Seahawks, and this is just Willie being stronger than everybody else and letting them know afterwards, letting them know after the play here. I want you guys to see the displacement that he gets when he comes in contact with this tight end, goes in motion, absolutely ruins this play. Yes, I know that he's not the one that gets the tackle here, but he takes the man all the way back to the running back on this play. Good job by Frank, setting the edge and creating all this, but this is Willie's play right here.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Willie's playing a spill technique right here. He's going to be inside leverage of this blocker, right? This is old school football. This is what I grew up on right here. This is first 5 or 6 years of my career. Mike knows this well right here. But this is just a regular ISO lead play, and for him to take away the thick. And sometimes when you say a spill technique, he can really go really inside of this blocker and just make the running back go outside. But he's doing. Beyond his responsibility, he's really making an impact pay right here. So he's spilling it more thick on the blocker, and knowing that Nick knows exactly what Willie's going to do. He knows Willie's going to spill it to him, so he can get over this center or guard, whoever's coming up on him. And Willie knows that you got a safety outside of you coming down. So I mean, this or corner, I should say, coming down. So this is big time football right here. This is mano a mano. Hey, no fair dodge, and Willie wins.
Yeah, no doubt. DJ, when this defense, would you have been where 32 is or where 50 is?
I've been at both, but probably 50.
Because let me tell you, so if you go back to the beginning, Craig, there is a number of hints. And it's funny because this is old school football, but you couldn't have run this like this back in the day because you could tell they don't run this often because, boy, did they give it away. First off, look at the tight end off the ball. Right. So when you have a YY, you're thinking that's who you're looking at is that outside tight end. And I see no weight on his hands, looking inside, ready to point. I also look at this the gap between the to our right, the tackle and the guard.
I was just about to say that. You took it right out of my mouth.
So here's why I was curious where you'd be, because I know two things. First off, you'd be telling us up front, DJ, what was going on. Secondly, you would throw that gap so fast that this thing. I mean, just like 50 does, but I've just seen that you couldn't run this against us because DJ would have this diagnosed and in the backfield so fast. You would have had to hide it better. It's so obvious. You see the way they're setting up for the scoop block. You see the gap for this weak side ISO. I don't even remember what it's called. I can't believe I don't remember what it's called. But
lead week, it's an ISO.
Lead, that's right. Yeah, lead week. Yeah. I mean, Derrick, this would have been a TFL.
And check out Nick, how he scoots over. This is I mean, right now, I'm telling you, y'all, this is little things that people don't see, but Nick is just telling you, and this is not even Nick. I don't even know if he made the tackle. He probably did on this play, but Nick is a guy that just the little details for him to move over like that lets me know that he's in tune to what's going on, and it's the little details that helps you to have different angles, and so you can make a play, so you can get off blocks. And obviously, he's probably making one of the tackles here. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised.
Now, he definitely does.
There you go.
Yeah. Now, go back real quick. So one of the things, and not to is 66. Is that Danny Shelton?
That is Danny Shelton. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So not to hard mind. I mean, this is hard, but this is one of the things that would have kept me up at night. If you watch him from the beginning,
we'll go back
he's going to have a scoop block here. Now, as a 3 technique, I would do everything I can to make sure that guard doesn't get up. Yeah. Whatever I have to do, he cannot get up to the second level.
I love that.
54 has to come over with nobody on him. And it's hard to do, but you see how right at the end there, Danny sort of almost releases off of him. And it's a natural thing to do, but the best thing to do is square your hips back up and fight him into the hole. Fight him down. Don't let him up, because if you can hold him, the tackle isn't getting up to 54, and now you have another guy in there. Right. And you know what? Had 32 not been as aware as he was to stem over, that now you're talking about that guard being up on 32, and now you've got one less guy in the hole. So
I mean, that's maybe the difference there. You're talking linebacker there. Obviously, this is Danny Shelton's first game back. In a long time. So,
and I've done this a million times. I bet you he didn't even get a minus. But if it's not bad, it's not played bad. But perfect would be
right. Yeah, would be shifting over there. And you do see Leo start to come over there, start to stem over there, but it is a little bit different. He's obviously reacting to the Y there, and he's got to be responsible for the other one if it leaks out into coverage there. So
and 91 too. 91 could half right into that guard.
Right.
Like that's another thing. I mean, that's another thing too. If he sees that, if he can notice that gap and he catches, because he won't see how heavy the tight end's hand is. But if he catches that motion at the last second, now you have eye backs with that large gap. I'm halving right into that guard. Screw the center.
So, Craig, this is something that this is a tool that we could have in our toolbox. If I'm out there with 91 and I say, and I give him a little
that's right.
A 2 technique.
That came from you.
And
that came from you.
Oh, now he's going to play into the guard. Oh, man. I mean, that's Oh,
There was nothing better than hearing DJ make the call. I don't know if you said half or what, but man, it was like, yes, we know what's happening. Oh, sorry.
No, this is great. This is wonderful. This is the stuff that people tune in to watch. I mean, yeah, hearing that sort of stuff, because it is. A lot of the stuff in today's game isn't, this old school type stuff. So hearing you guys talk about, seeing that guy being light with his hand on the ground, seeing that extra gap in there, being able to identify this early, watching the linebacker stem over, talking about how they could have made it easier, even though it's a very positive play. And Willie does a great job on this. Hearing you guys break down those little elements. Love that part. I love that stuff. All right, let's go on to the next play here. Now you got 13 personnel here.
All right.
And yeah, Mike's going to love this one. And this is just going to be a good job by several people up front here. Leo slipping a block. You're going to have guys do a really good job of absorbing double teams in the middle of the field here. This is a short yardage. I believe this is a 3rd and 2. And these guys just do an awesome job in the middle of the park. So, yeah, I mean, dive in on this one, you guys. This is old school football as well.
Oh, this is beautiful. This is a crunch play up front. So you have double across the board, no puller. And it's just, like DJ said before on the last one, just mano-y-mano. We're trying to root you out of there. You got to hold up. And they do a fantastic job on these doubles. I mean, it's just nowhere to go. Even if you don't have those guys screaming in, there's really nowhere for that back to go. My entire career in Kansas City was me sitting there watching DJ do this. So see these guys right here. Now he's looking through, and this is what I would watch DJ and Tamba and Eric Berry and all these guys. Like, that was my career. I was just watching this. It was good. I got front row seats to these kind of plays.
The reason you get front row seats because you're doing a great job like they're doing up front, man. I just tell you, they're kicking tail. I mean, both. I mean, the double up front, they're getting no movement. If you can't move off double, it's just it's going to be hard for you to have a lot of success, especially on this play. But I just love that that read, and I love that Leo, 5'4", is just not standing there trying to get blocked. Just go make a play, man. It's a run. You're in your gap. Go make a play. Everybody else trying to double,
right.
and it's all muddled up in the middle, and the two outside guys just say, man, like we're not waiting to make a play. We're gonna go make it.
Look at the Greek freak here on the outside. Look, get your big ass out of here. Watch. Watch. Get out of here. That's something DJ would do too.
That man's got some power. I mean,
that's
we
a big
have
boy
highlighted
out
him
there.
so many times now at this point, just being able to just eat guys' lunch at the line of scrimmage. So, yeah. Great
and
job.
He's had sacks too, hasn't he? Hasn't he really up his pressure too?
Yeah, absolutely. Turning it on as of late, but we talk run game here, not pass game.
No. What's pass game? I don't even know what that is.
All right. Here we go on another play here. You're going to see a lot of eye candy on this particular one. You got a jet motion. You've got, basically the quarterback coming off the other side here. But this is a light box situation. You've got Nick over here. You kind of go to more of a modified, you drop Willie down. It's kind of a modified bear front. It's not exactly because they don't have the zero tech there. But good job by Frank Clark extending, isolating the hands. I just loved his handwork on this particular play. I mean, looks like he's playing patty cake with him, but he's in full control with this play and kind of blows it up. It allows Nick to kind of scrape over the top as well. A great read by him. This is well-defended light box against a lot of eye candy here, DJ.
Yeah, this is Craig. This is a modified bear front. But this is a bear front, even though they don't line up in it. He gets that zero technique. So Nick is covered up. I actually like bear fronts because it gives you an opportunity, especially the single backer back there, to move from sideline to sideline and just be a player. But yeah, Frank right here. I always talk about everybody has an edge on the defense. Like, you got to protect your edge. Even though he's not on the very end, he has an edge, being a three technique and being able to keep his outside arm free. And wherever your eyes are, that's the gap you have. If he gets too nosy, this is a bear front. So you have plenty of guys to make the play. So do your job and then come off, man. This is a great job. And then you still got speed. So I mean, for a fast guy like that to just go run him down right there 2 or 3 yards, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
And, Frank's not a small guy, but there's clearly a weight mismatch here. And I think it highlights the importance of hand placement. If you can get your hands in the right spot and get your arms extended, look, I mean, he's playing this big man with one hand.
Yep.
You know what I mean? He has him locked out, and now he can read and diagnose the play, use that other hand to get off the block. And so, again, it just highlights how important getting your hands in the right spot. If Frank jams down on this and his hands are wide, and now it's now that lineman's able to get up inside him, now it's a lot harder for him, especially being a smaller guy, to work through that. But he fires down, gets perfect hand placement, gets separated, and look, so easy to. I mean, he doesn't even have to really work any sort of move to get off the ball.
Yeah,
that's really good.
Now that this is coming back to me, Justin Houston and Tombali, man, they do a great job, and they were on the traditional outside,
right.
When what I'm talking about, but this is the same way. I mean, even at the 3 technique, being able to control your edge, and everybody has their edge, and being able to make a play when the ball comes to you. He's not doing too much, because they say when you do too much, you do nothing, right? So you got to do your job. And I mean, this is a great football play right here. And of course, Nicholas is on every.
I know, yeah.
Oh, man.
Just out here.
This is gonna be like a broken record, man. I'm telling you, just watch this kid, man. He's always around the ball.
Yep. Yeah, he absolutely is. It's why he's up there in tackles, but it's not just tackles. It's the impact that he's making with them, because you can make a lot of tackles. You can make them a lot, 6-7 yards down the field. He's not doing that.
Right. That's right.
Yeah. All right. Let's get on here against the Denver Broncos. We saw a fair amount of 21 personnel here. Yeah, I mean, Mike, you just got done talking about the Greek Freak resetting the line of scrimmage here. This is an awesome job driving the tackle back almost 5 yards into the backfield to force this pitch so much wider than it needed to be. I mean, this is just good defense on the edge here.
Yeah, this is excellent. And there are 2 plays in my career that I look back and I was in the same spot and got reached by this tackle. And when you get reached by this tackle on this play, it's over. I mean, they scored a touchdown on the play. We're playing Cleveland, and they ran the same sort of play. And I was a wide 5, and I got reached, and they were out. And so the importance of this spot on this play is hard to understate. And and you know what's great about this too is you don't necessarily have to have your body in the hole. If you're knocking that guy back and using his body using his body in the hole, you're fine, right? You can see he doesn't have to fight back quick, and the Greek Freak knows this, and it makes that back bubble out, and now everybody has time to get there. But that's 4 or 5 yards of penetration on that tackle. I mean, that's just, again, picture perfect by this guy. This is teach tape, right? This will be in the offseason when they're reviewing this play and showing, during OTAs, here's whatever this defense is. This is going to be one of the plays that they show because it's done perfectly.
Yeah, Mike's absolutely right. You do not have to be because he's an edge player, right? We just talked about it. Now this is a different angles right here. This is a whole different play, but he has just a point on a via the neck or the outside shoulder. He's hitting that regardless of what they do. See, this tackle's trying to overreach him and trying to be soft and get around him and finesse him. And as long as you have that point of contact saying, hey, this is my point of contact, and I'm going to run through this. And I may be a little head up at some point, but at the same time, I'm going to be knocking his behind back. And then the back's got a bubble. And when a back bubbles like this,
game over.
Gives everybody time to come go eat, man. That's a big time play right there.
Absolutely a big time play. We're going to finish up with this one right here at midfield, and I want to highlight Derrick Nottie here doing a great job. Mike, we just talked about getting doubles up front, making guys work here. I wanted to highlight the way that he absorbs the center on one foot. No less. I'm gonna back this up. That foot is off the ground, kind of throwing his butt into the guy there and not allowing him to release as cleanly. Just a great job here.
Yeah, this is. I'm curious. I want to see the 3 technique first, which I think is Chris, because
Yeah.
he's the key to this play.
Yeah.
Obviously, what Nadi does is very important. But this play is, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, DJ, but this is, I think the idea is to hit outside of Chris, and Chris just kills this guard. I mean, whenever you have this sort of 10, 11 personnel back away from you, you know it's probably coming back towards you. The run is probably coming towards you. So this is key for Chris to knock this guy back and force this back inside. Boy, he just pummels this guy. But then the secondary guy is going to be Nadi up front, and he plays this perfectly. And this is this is how I would have played it too. Not that I would have done it this well, but I like to play into that guard and hit back into the center. I think that just throwing it off a little bit like that, they're not used to blocking it like that. They want you to be into the center and the guard to be the post man or whatever, the drive man or whatever. He switches it up and stays in that 2-eye, plays the guard and hips into the center. And I think that's always great. Now they're not sure who's got to go up, it messes up their entire timing up front. And then with Chris knocking his guy back, and Nadi splitting this double team, there's nothing you can do up front. And this thing, you have to do this in these situations because you're in your lighter defenses. You don't have all these guys behind you. You got to play technically sound the run game up front, and this is picture perfect again.
Yeah, we joke about it, but we keep talking about how the defensive linemen help us in the back end, our behind the line linebackers. But on this play, linebackers help defensive linemen too, especially on double team. Check this out.
Yeah.
Up. It's always you got to come up. You got to come up because you can't stay back because you gotta respect. All right, DeVito and these guys, they're taking, Nadi and these guys, they're taking on these double team. You need to show up at some point, either go make the play or go get him off. And he goes to go get him off. Just, you got to, we tell you what, a second or two, you got to hold up on that double team. And if you can, we'll show up, and then they're going to have to disperse and they're going to have to come off. And Nick does a great job just coming up and allowing Nadi, it's a freaking monster right here. Yeah. But we help at the end of the day because if he doesn't come up, if Nick stays back and looking around and not firing his gun, then they're going to stay on Nadi and try pushing them up to us. So that's what we're don't get me wrong, defensive linemen, they're our saviors. But we can help them throughout the game, and this is a point. This is an example of that.
Yeah, this is real. That's such a good point. I didn't see this in the first play, but I mean, with that backer coming up like that, that is huge. And I think we've talked about it before, but man, sometimes you get some of these younger linebackers in there and they're hesitant. We've all been there. But boy, when you're running double teams, if you have a linebacker that's hesitant, you are dead because what they're taught, offensive line coaches are telling them, you double team, and if that guy's not coming, just take him back to the back. Oh man, so that's a good point, DJ.
Yeah, no, that's I was not identifying Nick doing that either, but you're absolutely right because even though Nadi does the job up front here and Chris does the job, maybe one of those two makes a tackle if this back tries to cut it back up there. But if Nick is hesitant at all, there's a gap there where 61 is. And it's not there. It's not there. He's forced to try and charge through where Darius Harris is coming downhill, also doing a good job of firing downhill on this play. But, man, just absolute strength by Nadi and good balance. And, I love that. Love his ability to shed that one and help make the play there.
It's hard to shed on a double team. That was really good.
Yeah. Well, that's going to do it for this week. We will be back next week for the final regular season Chiefs game. We'll have a little more clarity on what the Chiefs seed is, who the playoff matchup is. Plenty of playoff talk coming up here on KC Sports Network. So stay tuned and come back for this KC defensive film breakdown next week. I thank DJ, I thank Mike for joining me as they always do. This is a really, really good episode. So like, share, subscribe, click the link down there for Derrick Johnson's Defend the Dream Foundation. Be kind to each other, and we'll catch you later.